Welcome to Mornings with Patricia. Happy Tuesday. Wow, it's actually a little not chilly, but it's cooling off, and um, I think I can feel fall in the air. So, ah, nice. Today I want to talk about special delivery. Um, how Spirit delivers to us in such a special way. Packages postmarked just for us and a special care and special delivery, but we have to ask for the packages. So, I like to share my stories with you, and I'm going to share one that happened today, and then kind of work backwards. So some of you have heard a couple of the older stories before, but uh, it has a context, so I really want to share those with you again. So I go back to work next Tuesday, but it's been many months since I've worked, and uh, finances are always kind of interesting when that happens. So, with going back to school for the kids and everything, it's just been really interesting financially. But, things keep coming through, and, I just keep asking for things, and they just keep coming. Well, a couple of days ago, bills that you don't expect have a funny way of showing up right when you least expect them. And so the money that I earned the other last week or so that I was going to use for clothes shopping, we had to use for the bill, and so things were really tight. And it's at those points and times, I think, in your life that you can really, even if you have deep faith, you can really start to wonder, right? And things can look really dark, but I was talking to Bruce and I said, no, 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 no. Okay, this is darkest before the dawn. That's okay. That's okay, but we just still have to ask for our good. And I asked for the good of sacred space too, because it's been kind of light this summer. So, and we're doing some new things. But anyway, so that one I don't know yet. I mean, that one hasn't come through yet. Where I asked for $500 for sacred space. And to help us meet the bills this month. But I asked for money to come for the Roller family to help get us through until I get paid in at the end of September. And so we have been talking about it for a long time. We have a double uh, what do we say, double decker uh, funeral, not crypt, but what do I want to say? You know, burial burial plot. And we've had that for about 18 years. It's been paid for many years. But Bruce and I, in recent years have decided we'd rather get cremated and have our ashes spread in, in a special place along the Mackenzie River area. So he went down about a month ago, and to no avail. Couldn't get much information out about how much it would be worth these days and those sorts of things. And so I says, I'm just asking for the right person to show up and and let this happen. Um, so uh, we got greeted by this really sweet gentleman at Bellcrest, and we told him what we wanted to do. And he says, oh yeah, he says, let me look it up. And so he looked it up. He says, oh yeah, you should ask about 6,000 for that. And we're like, great, well, we'll do that. And so he says, by the way, you also paid all these other things, for opening and closing, and that goes into a trust. So if you want, we could just refund that money to you, send you a check, and you get a check in a couple of days. We're like, yeah, oh, that'd be great. So we signed the paperwork, and he comes back and he says, okay. He says, all right, well, good. He says, you'll get a check for about $2,600 in a couple of days. I had to laugh. I had to laugh. Angels appear everywhere, so that is just really going to make the difference for our family. And, special delivery from Spirit. Both Bruce and I asked, and we both needed to sign off on it, and there it goes. So, right? And I remember the stories I wanted to tell about special delivery is I remember, and I've told this at Sacred Space before, when I was 5 years old, we were living in Michigan, and we didn't have any electricity or running water, the sorts of things. and we lived in a little cabin, but we had a stove, and the wood stove went out, didn't work anymore, and so it was cold, cold. It was in the middle of winter, and winter in Michigan is pretty brutal. And Dad says, boy, I'd really like an Ashley stove, and Mom's like, kind of like, I just want a stove. And so I said, well, just a moment. I was 5 years old. I went into the bedroom and I prayed. And I walked out of the bedroom and I said, okay, you know, we'll get our stove. And I remember I was kind of like, oh, honey, and Dad says, no, no, let her be. And within a couple of hours, we got a knock on the door. And it was a woman who we really didn't know, but was a neighbor down the ways. And she says, I noticed that you didn't have any smoke coming out of your chimney. Is everything okay? And Dad says, well, no, not really, because we don't have our stove. It went out. And she says, well, a friend of mine just has one that she wanted to get rid of. It's an Ashley stove. And within, the 2 hours, we were warm and toasty. And then I remember in 1995 when Bruce and I moved up here, and Bruce Jr. was only 3. It was, economy was really bad where we were at in California, and came up here and got our house. And actually it was we had 2 different houses on 2 different tax lots, and they were next door to each other. And that's a whole nother story how we got it without any money down, but I was praying for that. But so our first night in the house, and the previous owners were just moving out of the other house, so they were there that night. Our friends had moved us up and said, oh my goodness, you don't have anything, you don't even have a couch. And I said, well, and I said, I know that Spirit will take care of this, let a couch fall from the sky. And we got up the next morning, and on the front lawn was a couch. Not just a couch, but a hide-a-bed. And we really needed a bed. So that was really, really funny. And the previous owner says, oh yeah, if you wanna get rid of anything, you just go ahead and put it on the front lawn. We put the couch on the front lawn, and it's gone already. And I didn't say anything, but my reason for telling you all of these things is that I know it's so hard to have faith. Sometimes it's just incredibly difficult when you are facing the circumstances. But if you ask and let it go, you don't keep checking on God, you don't keep worrying it, you let it go. Because once you've asked, then you've opened the door, because it is about free will. And you've opened the door, and, amazing, amazing things happen. You know, we live in a beautiful world, and we're not victims here. All we need to do is pull from the deepest parts of ourselves, the deepest parts of love and gratitude and joy, even in the darkest times. If we pull from those places deep within ourselves and ask the universe for what we need, it happens. There's a stillness that's created within from that. And every time I'm not amazed, I'm delighted. I'm not amazed because I never doubt that Spirit comes through. It's different than a want. Say, well, I want to win the lottery. Well, but all of your needs are taken care of, and that's what really counts. That's the amazing, amazing thing. And your wants are too, provided I think that they're heart-centered, right? And provided that they are for your highest and greatest good. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, and I just think life is amazing. So on your Tuesday, on your really terrific Tuesday, I wonder when your heart will open if you have a need, and you ask the universe, and then you're grateful, and you let it go. You get it out of your mind, you don't worry, you just let it go. And then when it comes to you, express your gratitude again. We live in a beautiful world, beautiful opportunity to demonstrate, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I love myself. I love you. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.